So shall we continue after the break? So see now, uh, allowances. We were checking allowances. Which allowances we have to go in depth of? We have to go in depth of those allowances which are partially exempt. Okay, we have already seen what happens with personal allowances which are others. So usually personal allowances are supposed to be fully taxable, but personal allowances which are given in section 10 will be partially exempt. Okay, duty based allowance. What will happen with duty based allowance? Duty based allowances will be exempt to the extent amount spent, means to the extent saved they will become taxable. Let's see, talking about exempted allowances. Exempted allowances under section 10, partially exempt. Okay, so which are those? So here actually you need to understand, you need to remember this. First and foremost, house rent allowance. House rent allowance. Exemption for this will be least of 3. You will calculate 3 figures. Out of 3, whichever is yes. So this is the most, you know, what you can say, beneficial exemption, because amount is substantial. So how much will be exempt? First, actual HRA received. What is first one? Actual house rent allowance received. Second would be rent paid. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. It's fixed, na? This formula is fixed. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. And third is 40% or 50% of salary. 40% or 50% of salary. Now, what is the definition of salary here? So here, salary is equal to basic. What is salary? Basic plus dearness allowance. DA means dearness allowance, which is as per terms of employment, or you also call it as forming part of retirement benefits. Forming part of what? Retirement benefits. Plus commission. Which commission? That commission which is given as percentage of sales, or you can call it percentage of turnover. This is definition of your salary. Yes, might seem awkward to you first, what is happening, but yes, this is a formula set by government. Out of these 3, whichever is least will be exempted. But again, I am happy with this formula set. It's not monetarily fixed, it is percentage of something. So it is, first of all, it depends on rent paid. Rent paid minus 10% of your salary, or last is what? 40% or 50% of your salary. And first is the actual HRA received. But point is, salary is so vast. It includes basic, bonus, commission, DA, all the allowances, monetary benefits, non-monetary benefits, so many things. So out of that, what exactly will you take as salary here? So only 3 elements: basic, DA, and commission. That's it. But that DA which is given in your agreement, in your employment agreement, not haphazard DA given. That DA which is as per terms of employment, means that DA which is fixed in the agreement and which forms part of salary for retirement benefits, means it's a formal DA. It's not informally given. That DA. Dearness allowance, and lastly what it is? Commission. Which commission? Not the commission which is given lump sum. Commission which is given as percentage of sales. Not a monthly fixed commission. Not that commission. So this formula is fixed. This is your salary for HR. But one thing you should understand is, this exemption you will get only if you are going out of 115 BAC. If you are in 115 BAC, already rates of tax are low for you. So always I am going to say in the note this point, that exemption, this is called as exemption under section 1013A. So exemption under section 1013A of HRA is not applicable. Exemption is not applicable. So if you get any HRA, that will directly become fully taxable. So when is it not available? So exemption under 1013A of HRA is not applicable if, yes, if assessee is opting to pay tax shifting, if assessee is opting to pay tax as per section 115 BS. I am saying not applicable, no? So it is not applicable if assessee is paying tax as per section 115 BS. So I should not say opting, I should say if assessee is paying tax as per section 115. Clear? Because it is default, no? So there is no need to select this. By default, you are in 115 BSc. So in short, it is applicable only if you are opting out. Okay, fine. This is HRA. After HRA, children education allowance. How much is the exemption for children education allowance? How much is exemption for children education allowance? So it is, we will call it as CEA. It is exempted up to rupees 100, only 100 per month per child, up to 2 children. So less limit. This limit was set way back. From that time it is not amended. 100 rupees is what? Nothing. 100 rupees per month per child. This is the exemption for children education allowance. Did you understand? Did you get it? Again, this is not applicable if assessee is paying tax under section 115 BSc. Exemption is not available. Next, hostel expenditure allowance. Hostel expenditure allowance. How much of hostel expenditure allowance is exempted? So hostel expenditure allowance exempted is what I am discussing. Meaning of hostel expenditure allowance, what I am discussing? Exemption. So exemption is rupees 300. Again per month per child, to the extent of what? To the extent of 2 children. Clear? So I will show you examples for this. Again, you should understand it is not applicable if assessee is paying tax under section 115 BSc. You should always keep on asking me, okay, that particular exemption or deduction, is it allowed if I am going for 115 BSc? You should always keep on asking. Next is what? In the exemptions, transport allowance. Okay, this exemption is only for handicapped employees. This exemption is only for handicapped employees. Exemption only for physically handicapped employees. Understood now? Clear all of you? How much is exempted? So exemption is 3,200. How much? 3,200 per month. And no restriction. You can be in 115 BSc, you may be out of that. Both cases, you get this exemption. So you may be in 115 BSc or you may be out of 115 BSc. In both situations, you are getting this exemption. Clear? So how many allowances we have done exemptions for? 4. Now I'll explain you deductions, and then we will go ahead and solve one big nice question, and then afterwards we'll go to perquisites and other things. You know where deductions fall in the format? Which deduction? Of salaries. Yes, section 16 deductions. Standard deduction, entertainment allowance and profession tax. So where do these deductions fall? Deductions under section 16. Okay, deductions under section 16. These are allowed from GTS. What is GTS? Yes, these deductions are allowed from gross taxable salary. I am directly going to deductions because I am assuming that you know the format. I am assuming because yesterday we did the format of total income. In that total income check, what is the A point? Salaries. So in that you have written all these elements: basic, allowances, perquisites, provident funds, retirement benefits. Sum total of this is gross taxable salary. From gross taxable salary, you are getting deduction of section 16. What are these? first. But you know, first is actually 1A. 1A is standard deduction. How much standard deduction is allowed? Two possibilities are there. You are in 115 BAC. For a change, you are getting more deduction, 75,000. And you are out of 115 BAC. Then 50,000. Getting it? Second, after that, what is second? Entertainment allowance. Entertainment allowance, it is first of all understand allowed only and only for government employees. It is allowed only for government employees as deduction. As deduction. But if anyone gets, including government employees, that will first form part of GTS. Means it will first form part of what? What is the amount? What is the figure called as? Allowance. So allowance is always first taxed. Then you will be given deduction. So it will form part of gross taxable salary. That is, it will form part of GTS for all employees. For all employees. Means let them be government, non-government. But deduction for whom? Benefit only for government employees. But it will form part of GTS. Irrespective. And then, if government employee paying tax do you understand this? Paying tax opting out of 115 BAC, then deduction, then deduction. How much will be deduction? Least of 3. You have to calculate 3 figures, whichever is least. Which 3 figures? First, actual entertainment allowance received. EA means entertainment allowance. Actual entertainment allowance received. Second, 20%. 20% of what? 20% of basic salary. And third is most dangerous. See how much. So let's figure 5,000 per annum. Mind you, 5,000 per annum. That is the problem. And lastly, you have got profession tax. Profession tax. So see, second is entertainment allowance. 1A is standard deduction. 3 is profession tax. So it is allowed to all employees. It is allowed to all employees only if they are but they should not be paying tax under 115 BSC. And lastly, so it is allowed to all employees. It is allowed to the extent paid. How much you are paying, you should check that. This profession tax is payable to state government employee, state government. So how much you are paying, check that. Whatever is paid is allowed as deduction. So allowed to extent of amount what actually paid. So we will go to its example. As we go ahead, we'll go to its examples. As of now, I'm giving you one question. In that question, I will ask you all possible things. Till the point we have learnt. All possible things. So take one example. Mrs. B gets following emoluments benefits or following elements. Mrs. B gets following emoluments during FY 24-25. During FY 24-25 from her employer. A basic salary. So basic salary is say 65,000 per month up to 30 September 2024. Thereafter, rupees 75,000 per month. Did you understand basic? How much is basic? B bonus. Bonus is 1 month's basic. 1 month's basic received in November. Received in November. So you have got basic, you have got bonus. You are also having dearness allowance. Dearness allowance is say 20,000 per month. But I am saying 50% of this 50% of this is as per terms of employment. 50% of this is as per terms of employment. So basic done, bonus, DA, commission. Commission is rupees 1 lakh. So which commission this is? Lump sum is given fixed. Rupees 1 lakh is commission. E point, there is another commission. Also commission at 0.1% of sales. How much? 0.1% of sales. And annual sales is say rupees 10 crore. Annual sale is 10 crore. House rent allowance. He gets house rent allowance of say 30,000. How much is the house rent allowance? 30,000 per month. Rent paid, rent paid at say Bangalore is rupees 35,000 per month. So HR also you have got. Next, children education allowance. Children education allowance is say rupees 500 per month. She has two children. Okay, now next, hostel expenditure allowance. Hostel expenditure allowance. 1,000. How much? How much? 1,000. How is 1,000? Per month. Next, profession tax. Profession tax is say 3,000. How much? 3,000. But I'm saying out of this 2,000 is paid by, out of this 2,000 is paid by employer. 2,000 is paid by employer. Then entertainment allowance. Entertainment allowance. Entertainment allowance is suppose 10,000. So what is 10,000? Not per month. I'm just saying 10,000. Means it is per annum. Next, medical allowance. What is medical allowance? Medical allowance is personal, like entertainment. Personal. Medical allowance is say 5,000 per month. Next, say uniform allowance. Which allowance? Uniform allowance. Uniform allowance is say 8,000 per month. 8,000 per month. Amount spent. Amount spent on maintenance of uniform. So amount spent on maintenance of uniform is say 60,000. Of course, during the year. Check, have we covered all elements? Monetary benefits are covered. Allowances, personal are covered. Duty based are covered. In personal, section 10 are covered. Others are covered. And even deductions are covered. Everything is covered. My question to you will be compute. What is going to be my question? My question to you is going to be compute. Compute what? Net taxable salary. Did you understand question? Question is compute net taxable salary for, of course, AY 25-26 in two cases. If A, assessee is paying tax under section 115 BSE, that is first, and second, assessee is paying tax opting to shift what? Opting to shift out of section 115 BSE. Did you all understand? This both ways you have to calculate. How will you calculate in both the ways? You can calculate by either of the way and then you can do reconciliation. Means, for example, if you calculate under 115 BSE, then you will not get many exemptions, but you will get standard deduction of 75,000. Calculate net taxable salary, and then from that just minus all the allowed allowances and add back extra deduction you have taken. How much extra you must have taken in 115 BSE? How much extra you have taken? 25,000. That you will add back. Reconciliation you will do, friends. Reconciliation means, why will you sit and again solve the entire sum? First, if you get under 115 BSE, just by doing few items minus plus, you are eligible to get for what you can say, opting out, or vice versa. You can do for opting out first, and then yes, you will get extra deduction in 115 BSE of 25,000. That much you will minus, and allowances which you have taken will not be allowed, so that you will add. Either of the way you can do it, or you can sit and calculate in both, but that is unnecessary double working. Okay, so don't take tension. I am here. I can see tension on your faces. How it will happen? It is easy. First, we will do under 115 BSE. But focus on that. Forget other point first. First, focus on 115 BSE. So give the heading. Write down computation of what? Computation of net taxable salary. Computation of net taxable salary for Mrs. B for assessment year 25-26 in bracket relevant to PY. Which PY? Relevant to PY 24-25. Okay, under section 115 BSE. Do you agree? Particulars, and please make two amount columns. You will do it systematically. Particulars, two amount columns will be sufficient. So why two? There is only one head of income, salary. Third column was required to write income of each head, but there is here only one head of income. So how will you start? From what you should start? Basic. What is your basic salary? Can you help me with your basic salary? Huh? I'm not getting your voice. No, no, tell me per month, no? 65,000. 65,000 for how many months? So can I say 65,000 into 6? I want water. 65,000 into 6 plus, mind you, plus, it has now become 75,000. So 75,000 into 6. So how much you are getting? Overall, 8 lakh 40,000. Take 8 lakh 40,000 in second column. Why second, you know? It is fully taxable. Basic done, understood? Next, what is next? Bonus. What is bonus amount? Bonus is 1 month's basic. But when it is paid? November. So in November, what was your salary? 75,000. That's why 75,000. Hope you understood it. It is also fully taxable. Basic done, bonus done. What is third? Whatever you have in format, you can go accordingly. What is next? Dearness allowance. What is dearness allowance amount? 20,000. It doesn't matter that how much is as per terms of employment. While taxing it, you have to tax entire amount. So it is how much? 20,000 into 12. 2 lakh 40,000. Because see, whether it is as per terms of employment or not, doesn't matter. You have received that amount, that is going to be taxable. After DA, but there are two commissions. Very good. One is lump sum. What is lump sum? I think 1 lakh, no? 1 lakh. Second column, 1 lakh. Fully taxable. After that commission, which commission you have? You have one commission which is percentage of sales. I think 0.1% of rupees 10 crore on 10 7 zeros. Calculate 10 crore into 0.1%. How much? Calculate properly. 1 lakh. It comes to 1 lakh. Please, here it comes to 1 lakh. Otherwise, you will land up in problem if you take 10 lakh. 10 crores, 10% is 1 crore. 1% is 10 lakhs. And 0.1% is 1 lakh. Please. After commission, so basic done, DA done, bonus done, commission done. What is next? HRA. What is the amount of house rent allowance? I will tell you one thing. 30,000 into 12. In first column, take 3,60,000. But you are in 115 BSc. So less. Exemption. What have you learned? Exemption under section 1013A. Not allowed. Why not allowed? Not allowed under section 115 BSc. I hope you got it. So dashed. So taxable will be full 3,60,000. That is the problem in 115 BSc. Tax rates are less, but taxable amounts will be more. After HRA, sorry, huh? How much is received? Children education allowance, how much is received? 500 per month into 12. Don't consider that she has 2 children. She has 2 children, so she will take exemption for 100 into 2 into 12 when she is out of 115 BSc. But it is not said that she is getting 500 per month per child. It is just said 500 per month. So she must be getting 6,000. So it's company's policy to give 500 per month. Less exemption. Exemption again will be what? Not applicable. Why not applicable? Why not applicable? Not applicable as paying tax under section 115 BAC dash. So how much will become taxable? 6,000. That's the entire problem. Everything gets tax. What is next? Eighth point, hostel expenditure allowance. How much is received? Received is 1,000 per month into 12 months. 12,000. Same thing, huh? 1,000 per month is received. It's not said per child. Less exempt. How much is exemption? Friends, exemption again not applicable as paying tax under section 115 BSc. So dash 12,000. What next? Profession tax. Usually, I wouldn't have taken profession tax here. It's not my income, it is my expense. But it is said that something is paid by your company. It is your liability, but it is paid by your company. So it is ninth point, I think. Profession tax paid by employer. See what I want here. Paid by that part I want. Paid by employer. As it is benefit. As it is perquisite. Can you tell me how much? Is it 2,000? The amount which is paid by employer. It is for whose benefit? Employee. Benefit in the sense obligation. That's why it becomes value of perquisite. Next. Sorry. Entertainment allowance. How much is entertainment allowance? I told you for everyone, it will first form part of GTS. Isn't it 10,000? Yes. Anything else? I think 10 points are there. Is it? No, there are other. Medical and medical. How much is medical? It is personal. It is fully taxable always. Medical allowance. You are saying it is 5,000 per month. So 5,000 into 12. After that, uniform is duty based. How much is uniform allowance received? So 8,000 into 12. 96,000 you have received. Less exempt. Finally, you are getting some exemption. Exempt up to amount spent. What is amount spent? Hmm? I think 60,000 is spent. Yes or no? Please take difference. And now can I say everything is done? 12 points you must have covered. There must be 12 points. Check. Yes. Get the total please and call it as gross taxable salary. So what is your gross taxable salary? Understood na? Please take total. 18 lakh. Everyone getting same figure. 18 lakh. 18 lakh 41,000 in second amount column. I hope you are following amount columns well and you have done with pencil scale. After gross taxable salary less deductions under section 16. What deductions you have? 1A standard deduction. How much? Yes, very good. Standard deduction will be 75,000. Entertainment allowance. Nil. Why nil? Not applicable. As not, as neither government employee. As neither government employee opting out of nor opting out of section 115 BSc. None of the condition is getting satisfied. So nil. And what is third? Profession tax. Again dash. Why again dash? Exactly. Nini, you are in 115 BSc. I hope all of you got the reason. You are paying tax in 115 BSc. Therefore, it is not applicable. Fine. Minus 75,000 and tell me what is your net taxable salary. Hmm? Yes. Check whether your net taxable salary is 17 lakh 66,000. If all of you are getting this, then it is correct. Did you all get 17 lakh 66,000? So far, so good. So this is when you are going and paying tax in 115 BSc. That is default regime. Now go ahead and calculate Write down, if SSC, now is the main working, no? If SSC has opted to shift out of section 115 BAC, in short, for you to connect with it, I am going to do like this. You don't do it in exam, but for your understanding, at one glance, you should understand. So I am showing it to you like this. May I start? Particulars and amount in terms of rupees. Only one amount column is sufficient because we want to do reconciliation. We don't want to sit and do the whole calculation again. So do you already have what you already have? You already have NTS. So write down, you already have NTS, net. Okay. You already have net taxable salary as per as per section 115 BAC. What is that? Huh? 17 lakh. Okay. One second. It's not responding. Why it is not responding? Please take 17 lakh 66,000. Now what will you do? B point less. Less what? Allowances. Allowed as what? Exemptions. So let's minus allowances. For which exemptions are allowed? Which all allowances gets exemptions? First, your HRA exemption under section 10, 13A. 1. That you have to minus. Second, what you will minus? So you will get that figure and minus it. But tell me second what you have to minus. Exemption for children education allowance. How much is that? Isn't that 100 rupees per month per child, to the extent of, does she have two children? Yes. If she would have had one, then into 1. If she would have had 3, then into 2 still. Because cannot exceed, exemption cannot exceed 2. Into 12. So how much children education allowance exemption? 2,400. Third, entertainment allowance. How much is, sorry, not entertainment, because entertainment you have decided now. Hostel expenditure allowance. What it is for hostel expenditure allowance? How much? 300 rupees per month per child into two children into 12 months. Check how much you are getting. 7,200. Any other allowance which you think you will get as exemption? Nothing else, right? But there is one thing, one deduction. You're forgetting that. Profession tax. Profession tax will be allowed as deduction. When you are out of 115 BAC, it will be allowed as deduction. So go ahead and write fourth point. Profession tax allowed as deduction under section 16(3). Mind you, entire 3,000 rupees. 2,000 is already added above. Which 2,000? The one which is paid by employer. It's already forming part of your GTS. And now what you are saying is correct. Now you will say add, friends. C point, only one point you want to add. What you want to add? Excess deduction. Excess deduction under section 16(1)(a) claimed under section 115 BAC. So it is excess by how much? 75,000 minus 50,000. 25,000 you will add. Understood, na? Why I have done this? 75,000 is allowed. 75,000 is already allowed. 75,000 is already allowed under section 115 BSc. And this 50,000 is to be allowed. To be allowed when opting out of 115 BSc. That means what has happened? You have already subtracted 75,000 while getting your 17,66,000. So what you should have done? You should have actually allowed only 50,000. So how much extra you have allowed? 25,000. That you are adding back. Now tell me what is expected to get. You are expected to get here what? You are expected to get here. Therefore, NTS, net taxable salary, okay, when paying tax, opting what? Out of section 115. Did you understand what you expected to get? Can we go ahead? Do one calculation pending. You did calculation. Who told? One thing is pending. HR exemption. Okay, so don't do that. Write down working note. Working note. HRA exemption under section 10, 13, A. So, understood na? Those who told me the answer. List of 3. 1. Actual HIV received. What is actual HIV received? So 3,60,000 in total. Correct. 30,000 into 12. Agreed. Second, rent paid minus 10% of, no, not basic, salary. Salary's definition you have to check. But what is rent paid first, tell me? Because it's an expensive city of Bangalore. So 35,000 into 12 minus dash. We'll find out that dash. Third point will be 40% of. Acha, but did you 40 or 50? Do you know where to take 50, where to take 40? So 40% of salary dash, 40% of dash. Everything is, we are waiting to get what? Salary. Because 40% of dash. Understand? I should go back to HRA. 1 minute. You had written a 40% slash. So 50% where? I forgot to tell you that. So 50% where rent paid. Where rent paid in Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai. Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai. It is 50%. Other cities, 40%. Have you all understood till this point? May I go ahead? Go ahead then. So right here, salary's definition. So write down salary equal to basic plus DA, which DA? Terms of employment plus commission. Which commission? Percentage of sales. So friends, what is your basic? What is your basic salary? 8,40,000 is basic. What is your DA? Tell me DA step by step. 240. 240 is overall DA. 240 is overall DA, but what is given in bracket? 50% is as per terms of employment. So that point is to be used here. Plus commission. Which commission you want? Percentage of sales. So that 1 lakh we have taken. Coincidentally, both figures are 1 lakh of commission in our example. Which 1 lakh we have taken? Percentage of sales. So what is your final salary? 10,60,000. Check. Did you all get? Check whether you all got 10,60,000. Did you all get 10,60,000? Now go ahead, do 10% of 10,60,000, which is 1,06,000. So basically 4,20,000 minus 1,06,000. Yes or no? 35,000 into 12 is 4,20,000 minus 1,06,000. What is that? 3,14,000. And 40% of salary, which is 40% of 10,60,000. What is that? Hmm? So my experience is always mostly second figure will be least. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. So therefore, what is the exemption? So exemption shall be rupees 3,14,000. Please take 3,14,000. And now those who want, they can calculate the net taxable salary. 14 lakh, 14 lakh 64,000. Fantastic. Oh, 64, 400. Fine. I am not calculating myself. I am trusting you. Should I trust you? Yes. Now what do we do? So this way you have understood. I will modify the question. I will modify the question and ask you, if this was the only income, then what suggestion will you give him? Pay tax in 115 BSc or opt out of 115 BSc? No, you cannot look at the figure. You cannot look at the figure of income and make a decision. Tax liability, where tax liability is less, there is a possibility that it might be low in that case also where income is high. So good that we got these figures. Now what I will ask you the question is, so write down. Now my question is, what would you suggest? What would you suggest? Name of the assessor is Mrs. B. What would you suggest, Mrs. B? Okay, what would you suggest, Mrs. B, to pay tax under section 115 BSc or shift out of section 115 BSc in above case? In above case, assuming what? Assuming that she does not have, assuming that she does not have what? Any other income. She does not have any other incomes, etc. What will you do? Let's calculate tax in both the cases. So please understand. First I am doing 115 BSc calculation. Can you tell me what is total income in 115 BSc? Honestly, I don't know what is going to be decision. So tell me, what is total income? Huh? Age is not given. So when not given, what will you do? Don't assume that resident senior or resident super. Practically, you should do that. Please tell me what is income in 115 BSc. 17 lakh 66,000. On 17 lakh 66,000, let's calculate as per 115 BSc. How will you do that? A point 0 to 3 lakhs. All of you 0 to 3 lakhs. 3 lakh to 7 lakh at 5%. That is how much? 20,000. 7 lakh to, you could have jumped, but anyways, at 10%. So which is 30,000. Then 10 lakh to 12 lakhs at 15%. Again 30,000. Then what? 12 lakh to 15 lakhs. 20%. What is that? 60,000. Then what? Above 15 lakhs at 30%. May I know what is above 15 lakhs? 2 lakh 66,000. Can you do 2 lakh 66,000 into 30%? 79? Acha. 79,800. Can you take total? Huh? 2 lakh 19,800. Surcharge is not there. It's not exceeding 50 lakhs. Rebate is also not there because it is exceeding 7 lakhs. So directly add health and education cess at 4%. What is that? 8,792. So tell me what is total tax? 2 lakh 592. Is it correct? This will be rounded off to nearest of 10. This will be rounded off to nearest of rupees 10 under section 288B. So you will get 2,28,590. This is the final. Did you all get it? May I go ahead? Understand. Now, if I am opting out of 115 BAC, you can write full sentence. Huh? Opting to pay out of 115 BAC. Then what will you do? What is the total income in that scenario? 14 lakh 64 400. What will you do? 0 to 2.5 lakhs. 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs. 12,500. Next, 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs at 20%. 1 lakh. Now comes last slab above 10 lakhs at 30%. What is that? 464, 400 into 30%. 1 lakh, 139, 320. Okay. Can you tell me what is total? 2 lakh 51, 820. Understood now what is the problem? Income was less, taxes high. Check now. On 17 lakh also, what 1766 also, tax is only 228 590. And on 14 lakh 64 400, tax is higher. Add health and education cess at 4%. 10,000 072. Like this. Now tell me what is your total tax? 2 lakh 893. But you don't. I will do that, but at this stage, is it correct? 2 lakh 61 893. Next, rounded off to nearest of rupees 10 under section 288B. Are you getting 2,61,890? What is better for you? Go for 115 BAC. Even though total income is higher. So what you want to do? Huh? Keep. No, don't do that. Means that show na stepwise. Only one exam is there. Only one question will be asked of this sort. Here we are solving many questions now. So I am doing that. Okay. So what is your decision, friends? What is your decision? Your decision is, since tax liability is lower in case of paying tax under section 115 BAC, that is under default, regime, comma, assessee should follow the same. SSC should follow the same. Is it 100% clear? Understood? Now, I want all of us to do one very nice question. Come to your notes, go to salaries questions. Notes you have not got yet, no? But this question is really nice question. It's a question of HRA. Pay attention. It's a HRS question. You will need to focus a lot. So actually, I think better we solve it when you get the notes. This, especially this question. It has lot of figures to be worked on. So as of now, what we will do? You have done in the branch monetary benefits. Monetary benefits don't need any further discussion. Monetary benefits are always fully taxable. Second branch is what? Allowances. Allowances we have 100% understood now. What is next branch? Perquisites. Let's try and understand perquisites now. Start with perks. Give the heading perquisites. So perquisites now just keep on doing valuation. That value of perk will become taxable. But there are some perquisites which are tax free also. So I can divide perquisites in two parts. One is tax free. Means tax free perquisites will have what value? So needless to tell you, their valuation will be zero. So government is kind enough to tell you some perquisites are tax free. Other perquisites are taxable. For taxable perquisites, you will do the valuation. How will you do the valuation? You will do the valuation as per income tax rules. So can we focus on this part now? Which part? Tax free. In tax free, I have to just give you list of those perquisites where value will be zero. Start. 1. And let you be in 115 BSc or you are out of 115 BSc. Doesn't make difference. Always it is 0 for these following purposes. 1. Use of laptop. Whose laptop who has used? Whose laptop who has used? Use of laptop of employer by, of course, use of laptop of employer by employee. Even if it is for 100% personal use, it is a tax free perquisite. Second, medical insurance premium. Medical, not health, sorry, not life. Which? Medical insurance premium. Okay, for employee or employees family. For employees slash employees what? Family members. Means spouse, parents, dependent brothers, sisters. Next. Third, telephone facility. What is the next one? Telephone facility. Where telephone facility is given? At residence of employee. It's a tax-free purchase. Any doubt? So telephone facilities are tax-free purchase. It can be telephone expense reimbursement or telephone bill of employee's residence is paid by employer, tax-free. Both. Facility of free education. Facility of free education provided to employees' children is a tax-free perquisite, where cost of education, but terms and conditions, where cost of such education is up to rupees 1000 per month per child. Fifth, gift. But which gift? Gift not in cash. Gift in cash will be monetary benefit. Gift in kind. Kind means anything, match tickets, gold jewelry, washing machine, fridge, whatever. Gift in kind up to rupees 5000 per annum, and that too in aggregate. Gift in kind up to rupees 5000 per annum in aggregate. Understood now? In aggregate means all gifts put together. Next. So of course, when I said medical insurance, it will also include accident policy. So not writing separately for accident policy. Next. Understood now till this point? Okay. Medical treatment. Medical treatment given to whom? Medical treatment to employee slash his family members. Where you know? At hospital maintained by government. At hospital maintained by government slash employer. Means it is employer's own hospital. Then it's a tax free purchase. Next. Interest free loan. Which loan? Interest free, or for that matter concessional loan. Interest free or concessional loan, but not any loan, up to rupees 20,000 in aggregate. Small loans, very old limit, 20,000. Next. Subsidized meal. Subsidized or free meal. Subsidized or free meal of value up to rupees 50 per meal, comma 2 meals a day. 2 meals per day. But one point, This is allowed. This is allowed only if you are going out of, allowed only if opting out of 115 BS. This one, especially this one. Only last one I am discussing. Rest of them allowed for all, tax free. Okay, so these many points you understand. Now we will go to some perquisites. First perquisite I want to discuss with you is interest free loan. Now which part I am discussing? This part. Perquisites which are taxable. You have to discuss them separately. You should check how value of each perquisite will be calculated. Shall we start? First, I want to discuss with you first what? Interest free loan. Which one I want to discuss? Interest free loan or concessional loan. Or which loan? Concessional loan. Who has given to whom? Given by employer to employee. Okay, in excess of rupees dash. Just now you have learnt. Just now you have learnt if it is up to 20,000 it is tax free. So in excess of rupees 20,000 in aggregate. I hope all of you understood. Yes or no? Say yes. At least the issue which we are discussing, did you understand? Valuation, so you will understand. Issue you understood, no? What is the issue? And what are we discussing? What are we discussing? I am not getting you. Which perk is it? Interest free loan which is taken, which is exceeding 20,000 from employer. What will be its value? That's what we are discussing. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. May I discuss with you? See, understand. How to do this valuation? What is your benefit? Your benefit is not loan amount. Your benefit is that fact that you are not paying any interest. If same loan you would have taken from bank, you would have paid interest. But you are now not paying interest because you are taking loan from your employer. That is the benefit. So what you have to do, first point, maybe in the steps when I write, you may not understand, but with example, it will get clear. So first step, what you do is consider maximum amount of loan. Consider maximum amount of loan outstanding. You should appreciate that each month the amount may keep on changing. Amount of loan may keep on changing each month. Why? Because employee will keep paying na principal plus interest. That's why. So what you have to consider, maximum amount of loan outstanding at end of each month. At end of each month. And second point, you have to take rate of interest. You have to take rate of interest. Actually, though, you are getting loan free or at concession. You have to take benchmark interest. Which bank's interest rate will be benchmark? So, take rate of interest charged by State Bank of India, largest public sector bank. Take rate of interest charged by SBI, very important, as on 1st April of PY, not any other day. Loan may be taken on any day, but you should take rate of interest charged by SBI as on 1st April of PY. Is the point clear? They will give you rate of interest on different dates. As per the rule, you should consider charged by SBI as on first day of PY. Means in our exam, 1st April 2024 for such loans. Such loans means if it's a car loan, then what is the rate of interest charged by SBI for car loans? If it is housing loan, what is the rate of interest charged by SBI for such housing loans? If it's a personal loan, then accordingly. Third step. Okay. Calculate interest. Calculate interest saved by employee. Yes or no? Calculate interest saved by employee, which is nothing but your what? Perquisite. How will you calculate? By considering point what? By considering point 1 and 2 above. So I will explain you now how to apply this. And fourth step, less interest recovered from what? Interest recovered from employee, if any. And fifth step, you will get therefore value of perquisite. Now, beauty of income tax is you will not understand unless you see example. How much so I try to explain it, and you will understand smoothly after the example. After example, you can tear this page of procedure. Procedure becomes so irrelevant. Shall we check procedure? Sorry, example. Procedure so you have seen. See example. Okay. ABC Private Limited has given car loan of rupees 10 lakhs. Patience. ABC Private Limited has given car loan of rupees 10 lakh to Mr. P on 1st September 2024. That means during the year. Mind you, loan can be outstanding also from last year. Means it's like opening balance of last year. It can happen, but this loan is fresh. When is it given? 1st September 2024. Okay. The payment terms are that P will start paying. P will start paying. P will start paying rupees 25,000 per month with effect from 15th November, with effect from 15 November on 15th of each month. On 15th of each month. Towards what? Towards principal amount. Towards principal amount. Employer has not charged any what? Employer has not charged what? Any interest. Employer has not charged any interest on such loan. Now what do you want? You want SBI rate of interest on what? SBI rate of interest on motor loans, motor car loans. Very good. As on 1st April 2024, 10% per annum. Clear? Also given as on 1st September 24. Which one will you take? You will take as on 1st April. Even if your loan is as on 1st September, you will take as on 1st April. Please understand. Now friends, if the amount outstanding is remaining same for all months, then calculation is single stroke. If amount outstanding is remaining same for all months, calculation is single stroke. Means for how many months money has been used? Simple. For how many months money has been used of employer by employee in this scenario? You took loan on 1st September. So September, October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March. 7 months. 7 months. So you would have done 10 lakh into 10% per annum into 7 by 12. But that is not the case. You can't do that. Because from 15th of what? From 15th of November, he will start paying 25,000 per month. So you know what will happen? From 15 November onwards, principal will keep on going down. So you can't calculate on full 10 lakhs. It is unfair. Value of perquisite will be unnecessarily high. You should keep on calculating on amount outstanding. Let's see how to do it. How to do it? What exactly are you doing? You are doing computation of Tell me, attempt, tell me what you are doing. Computation of value of perquisite. Which perquisite? With respect to which loan? Interest free. How did you understand it is interest free? Your company did not charge you anything. So for you as an employee, it is interest free. So can I say it is computation of value of perquisite with respect to interest free loan for AY? Which AY? 25, 26 relevant to PY 24, 25. Is the heading clear? You should know now what you are doing. And it doesn't matter whether you are out of 115 BSc or you are following 115 BSc, doesn't matter. What you want? Interest. Interest is what? Your benefit, because that you did not pay. If you would have taken loan from SBI, you would have paid interest. At what rate? 10% per annum. That you have not paid. So interest not paid is your benefit. But that, yes, perquisite, correct. But that perquisite you'll have to calculate for how many months? 7. 7 months independently. So what I am doing now is I am checking monthly. I am checking month. For each month I am checking what is the, very good, outstanding loan. Outstanding loan at end of each month. I have been told to check at end of each month. This figure will be in terms of rupees, and last column will be interest at 10% per annum. This is nothing but value of your perquisite. This will be in terms of rupees. Understood? Pay attention. Month. When did you take loan? First of, first of September. So I will just write September here. At the September end, how much is amount outstanding? Loan was of how much? 10 lakh. Full amount is outstanding. What would be interest for 1 month? So 10 lakh multiplied by 10% multiplied by 1 by 12. 8,333. This much money you have saved because you took loan from your employer. Government says pay tax on this. Deemed saving. Deemed money saved is money earned. Benefit. Pay tax on this. Okay, but September, after September, October. In October, how much is the amount outstanding? Again 10 lakhs because you have not done anything. So again 8333. But friends, in November, I think you paid something. In between only you paid. In between you paid 25,000. So what will happen because of that? Because of that, your amount outstanding at end of the month will go down. So tell me, November 2024, what is the amount outstanding? Don't be shy. 10 lakh minus 25,000. 975 is now outstanding. On 975, can you calculate? At 10%. 81 sure. Don't check which date it is paid. Huh? It is paid in November is sufficient. Even if paid on 30 November, calculation will remain same. Even if paid on 1st November, calculation will remain same. They don't want to complicate it. So they have said check amount outstanding at the end of the month. For December, can you tell me what is the position for December? What is the position for December? What is the amount outstanding? 950. How 950? 975 minus 25. So can you tell me how much will be your interest on 950? Not getting it, sorry. 7. Be loud. 7,917 to be specific. Then for Jan 2025, what will happen? For Jan 2025, 9 lakh 50,000 minus 25,000. So 9 lakh 25,000 is your principal outstanding. So 9 lakh 25,000 into 10% into 1 by 12. 7,708. Come to Feb. In Feb 2025, 9 lakh is principal. No need to tell you why. 925 minus 25. Please calculate on 9 lakhs. Yes, 7,500. And finally, in March 2025, what happens? 8 lakh. How? You have 9 lakh outstanding minus 25,000. 8 lakh 75,000. So 8 lakh 75,000 into 10% into 1 by 12. 7,292. Can you take the total? 46, 875. This will become your value of perk. This will become your total value of perk. 7,292 plus 7,500 plus 7,708 plus 7,917 plus 8,125 plus 8,333 plus 8,333. I'm getting different figure. I'm getting that figure. 55, 208. I think 155, 208 will be the value of perk. Clear? Now you can make sense of what was given in the procedure. What would be answer? What would be answer? if employer charged, if employer what? Charged 4% rate of interest. Don't worry, don't calculate again. Only now I want to tell you that it will be called as value of which perquisite? Perquisite of concessional loan. It will not remain interest free. Why? Because as an employee I am asked to pay interest. What interest I am asked to pay? 4%. But actual interest that bank would have charged is 10. So I am getting a concession of what? 6%. So valuation will happen at 6%. So just write, this is value of perquisite of what? Concessional loan. This is value of perquisite of concessional loan. It shall be computed. It shall be computed at what? It shall be computed at 6% per annum. 10% minus 4%. Instead of at 10% per annum in above case. Did you understand? Because see, 6% is what? Can I say 6% is the benefit element? Can I say 6% is the benefit element? It's a benefit to employee. Did you get it? Okay. Last perquisite, then we'll take break. Accommodation. Most critical one. So this was interest free loan or concessional loan. Now go to accommodation. Most critical in the whole syllabus and in the whole salaries. Accommodation means what? Accommodation means we are talking about house. House is given by employer to employee. What all are the possibilities? House given could be, house given to you could be given rent free, or the house could be given concessional. Rent free means what? Employer says take the house, live in that house. House is not sold, it is given for staying. So employer says take the house, enjoy, don't pay me any rent. So whatever we are thinking is thinking from whose perspective? Employee. So employee is getting accommodation rent free, or employee is asked to pay some small amount of rent, that is concession. So it could be rent free or concessional. Whatever it is, there could be further two possibilities. It could be unfurnished house or it could be furnished. It could be unfurnished or it could be furnished. It could be unfurnished or it could be furnished. So in short, can you tell me how many total possibilities? Four. See, count. Valuation might have to do of rent free, rent free, unfurnished accommodation. This I am going to call as A. Or you might have to do valuation of rent free furnished. This I am going to call as B. Or you might have to do if rent is recovered small amount and the value house is furnished, then you will have to do valuation of concessional furnished. I am going to call this as C. And this I will tell you what, because I am following one pattern. If you follow that, then in single stroke easily directly you will understand. So it could be one of the four. Now understand. Do you agree with me that while finding out value, basic what I'll have to find? I'll have to find out value of rent free what? Unfurnished accommodation. So I'm getting value of that in my A step. So I will have to stop at A step. If there is no furniture in the house, I will have to stop at A step. When there is no furniture in the house and employee is not paying any rent, I will stop at A step. A step will be my final answer. So can I call this as, in our language, RFUA, rent free unfurnished accommodation. But if employee has got furniture also, then you will do add. What you will add? What you will add? Furniture. Furniture value you will add. Furniture value you will add. Now what you will get? Now you will get value of rent free. Still it is rent free. But value of rent free what? Value of rent free furnished accommodation. Check whether you have got that in your B point. That's what you wanted in B point. But if employer says you have to pay me small amount of rent, then for employee benefit is going down, no? Because employee is getting house, getting furniture, but against that paying rent. So to that extent benefit goes down. So less rent recovered from whom? Rent recovered from whom? Of course, employee, if any. So now what will you get? Now what will you get? Think, what are you getting now? Because whether you will find this easy or difficult will depend on this basic. Now you are getting value of concessional furnished accommodation. Why concessional? Because some rent is recovered from employee. That's why concessional. So value of concessional. But how is B step? Already you have added furniture. So value of concessional furnished accommodation. That's it. But friends, one step is still pending. One step means one variation is pending. What variation is pending? Concessional unfurnished. That step is still pending, or that variation. So how will you get it? A. What is A? Rent free unfurnished accommodation minus rent recovered. Yes or no? That's it. Minus rent recovered. You are going to get this value. But actually, if you understand, the work starts now. How will you decide the value of the house? Say 3 BHK, 3 bedroom hall kitchen flat is given to employee. What is the value? So value depends on many factors. What factors? Which city is the house? What is the demand supply? Which locality is the house? What is the square feet of the house? It depends on many factors. So you don't have to do anything. You have to just follow this rule given by income tax. So in short, this we will find by note number 1. Furniture's value will find by note number 2. Rent recovered will be given. And this B point will be, just you have to add this. So there is no tension. And C point is just you have to less. In short, your whole valuation is dependent on two things. What two things? How to find value of rent free unfurnished accommodation, and how to find value of furniture. How to find value of furniture. If you can find value of both, then you can find out any of these four things. So note 1. What is your note 1? Can we say it in our language? Value of rent free unfurnished accommodation. Our language is only between you and me, not between you and examiner. Okay? Because this was rent free furnished accommodation and this was CFA. Only our short forms. Now how will you find value of rent free unfurnished accommodation? That is the question. May I answer that question? There are two possibilities. How many? Two possibilities. Number 1, accommodation is given by other than government. Accommodation is given by other than government. And here in second possibility, accommodation is allotted by whom? Government. Usually you have seen government gives quarters. What they give for staying is called as quarters. So here, value will be equal to, you don't have to do anything. They will never ask you this in exam because you don't have to do anything. This value is ready-made given. So this value will be license fees. The value will be as per license fees, which is fixed, which is determined by government. So what you have to do? Nothing. You have to just pick up this value, tax it. Pick up this value, tax it. What remains? This main point remains. Accommodation is given by other than government. In this, understand, there are two possibilities. Sir, what two possibilities? Accommodation is taken on rent. Yes, accommodation is, did you understand? Accommodation is taken on rent by employer. Employer has taken accommodation on rent. This is one possibility. What is the other possibility? Accommodation is, yes, owned by employer. Understood, na? Finally, who is getting the benefit? Who is getting benefit? Employee is getting the benefit. But to give this benefit, there are two ways. I have myself owned the accommodation as an employer and giving that accommodation to you, or I don't have accommodation, but I am taking it on rent and giving it to you. I have seen many people doing that. How will you do the valuation is the question. See how to do the valuation. Are you there? Yes. See this. Where it is taken on rent by employer, the valuation will be actual rent paid, actual rent paid of course by employer, or 10% of salary, whichever is thankfully for you, whichever is lower. You will be thankful when? You will be thankful when value is less, no? So whichever is less. That's why I'm saying thankful. You try to communicate with the law, then you will understand. So law is saying actual rent paid, because who paid rent? Employer. But for whose benefit? Employee. So let that be the value. But we are kind enough to say that value cannot exceed, will not exceed 10% of what? Salary. What is salary? They will see that. So far so good. May I go ahead? Yes. Now see this point. This is main point now. That is remaining. Can I focus on this point now? What is this point? Why I have put this star? Which is this point? What is this point? Accommodation is, accommodation is owned by employer. Friends, there is a change in this rule, and of course we are looking at changed rule only. It depends on population. It depends on population as per 2021 census. You understand census? 2011, my bad. You are checking as per population of population as per 2011 census of what? Of place where accommodation is granted, where accommodation is given, where accommodation is allotted. ठीक है ना? You have to check the population. See, higher the population, higher the demand for the house, so higher will be the valuation. That is the logic. So population as per 2011 census, and value will be calculated as percentage of what? Salary. Salary, what I have done? Hashtag, na? Put a hashtag. Salary definition will be same for accommodation in both the cases. Anyways, I will tell you that. First, see population wise. Population is more than 40 lakhs. Population is more than how much? 40 lakhs. Population is between 15 lakhs to 40 lakhs. Population is between 15 lakhs to 40 lakhs. And lastly, population is below 15 lakhs. Means other cases. Means it is below 15 lakhs. Valuation is 10%. Then it is 7.5%. And finally it is 5%. This every percentage of what? Salary. First to follow this, okay? This everything is percentage of what? Salary. What is salary? But sir, what is salary? Salary, you will say we have learned salary. It is basic plus DA terms of employment plus commission percentage of sales. But that salary is for HR. For accommodation, it's a different salary. They want a different salary. So here salary is equal to basic plus again DA. Which DA? Terms of employment slash forming part of retirement benefits plus what? Commission. Which commission? Here any commission. Basic plus DA terms of employment plus any commission plus bonus plus incentives plus fees plus everything actually plus any other what? In which line we are going? We are going in line of taking all monetary benefits plus any other which benefits? Monetary benefits, not perquisites, huh? Plus any other monetary benefits plus taxable element of all allowances. Taxable element of all allowances. Did you understand? Taxable element of allowances means to what extent that allowance is becoming taxable. That much you will take in your salary. If you observe, there is no perquisite here. Value of perk is not there. Only value of monetary benefits. And yes, taxable allowances. Taxable element of allowance. So this is your salary. Now comes next point, how to do valuation of furniture. How to do valuation of what? Furniture. Furniture means AC. AC also will be furniture actually. Furniture means TV also. Electric items also. Sofa. Bed. Washing machine. Whatever can be given in the house will be furniture. So furniture, there are two possibilities. Don't see whether you are government employee or non-government. Only two possibilities. Furniture could be what? Owned. owned by employer. Or second possibility, taken on rent by, of course, employer. Done. If it is owned, then can you guess what will be the value? 10% per annum of, not WDV, 10% per annum of original cost of asset. What is the value? 10% per annum of original cost of asset. And friends, if it is taken on rent, then actual rent paid by, of course, employer. Hope you got it. If you got note 1 and note 2, then you can find out whatever is the possibility. Write down examples based on this. Write down examples, many examples, because we have to do so many variations. First example, salaries definition also you have got, no? Yes, so write down Mr. L employed in ABC Limited. ABC Limited also matters. That means you understand, not a government employee. So he is employed in ABC Limited. Company provided him with, company provided him with what? Our code word. Rent free unfurnished accommodation at Mumbai. What do you understand looking at Mumbai? Population. Population is exceeding 40 lakhs. So valuation will be 10% of salary. I don't need to know the perfect population. I know it is exceeding, it is in crores, so it is exceeding 40 lakhs. Other details. Other details. Last bench on my left. Other details. First, basic. Do you want to know what is basic? Basic salary is 8,500. What is basic salary? 8,500 what? Per month. Bonus 1,500 per month. Do you want to know the bonus? Yes, of course. 1,500 per month. After basic bonus, you have got DA, which is 2,000 per month. DA is how much? 2,000 per month, but 30% in our understanding, our language, 30% is as per terms of employment. House was allotted on 1/11/24, not all months. Can happen. So house allotted on 1/11/2024 means in a financial year, it's not used for all 12 months. It is used for how many months? Check, tell me. 5 months. November, December, Jan, Feb, March. Let's do the calculation. That's it. Question is over. Let's do the calculation. How to do the calculation? So it is value of what? It is value of, please write full form if possible, rent free unfurnished accommodation. The facts which help you for doing valuation, please mention those facts. It's owned or taken on rent by employer, not given. When not given, then what you have to do? You have to assume that it is owned. Otherwise, what will you do? So accommodation is owned by employer. Where? At Mumbai. Population greater than what? 40 lakhs. Therefore, value will be how much? 10% of what? Salary. Are all points tick marked, checked, understood? Yes or no? Yes or no? All points. Now, here what is salary? I will not write the definition again, but I will just write the elements here. Basic, what are elements I have? Plus DA, TOE, plus what? Bonus. I have these things. So what is my basic? 8,500 into 5. House is allotted only for 5 months. So I will do into 5 plus DA. DA is how much? Sorry, 2,000 per month. What you will do, you know? 2,000 into 5 into 30%, because I want only as per terms of employment. Plus bonus is how much? And surprisingly per month bonus is there. So 1,500 into 5. Check and tell me what is your total salary. So is it 42,500 plus 3,000 plus 7,500? Can you take total? How much? Should I trust you? 53,000. Oh, of course, 53,000. Therefore, please tell me value of rent free unfurnished accommodation. 5,300. How did you get it? Yes. So simple. See, your fundamentals are going to be very clear. Whenever you are solving any question, let it be of any level, then fundamentals is what is needed, right? And you are going to have the recordings. So afterwards, if you are stuck at any point, and you are going to have index session wise, that is asset of while studying. Session wise index is asset while studying. Have you observed? I have mentioned what is covered in which session. That is going to be asset while studying. If you are stuck on particular point, you know where to watch, where to get the clarification. This first point. Second, sub question to this. There are many sub questions to this. So sub question to this is, what would be answer if, what would be your answer What would be your answer if employee is required to pay rent? If employee is required to pay, if employee is required to pay what? Rent of rupees 1000 per month towards this house. Now friends, which valuation it will become? Now it will become which valuation? It is no longer rent free, it is concessional. So it will now become value of concessional unfurnished accommodation. By the way, afterwards you will keep on thinking why we have taken 5. So right now only write the clarification. 1st November 24 to 31st March 25. Please. Right now, though, everything is fine, but when you sit for studying, then this one point, why 5? Okay, what would be answer? Then it will be what? Valuation of, in our code language, concessional unfurnished accommodation. Okay, in that, can you tell me what is value of rent free unfurnished accommodation? 2 minutes ago you found out 5300 less what? Rent recovered. What is the rent recovered from employee? Sorry, 5000, right? So why 5000? 1000 into 5, what else? 300. I don't focus on figures, focus on point. What is 300? Your value of perk. Next. Next sub question. Next sub question. What would be answer? What would be your answer in original case? In original case, what would be answer in original case if accommodation is taken on rent, is taken on rent by company, paying, by company paying 1025, paying 1025 per month, and they recovered rupees 1000 per month from whom? From employee. ठीक है? So friends, don't do like this. 1025 minus 1000. Of course, don't do like that. What will be the valuation? So what is this? First of all, what is this? Value of concessional unfurnished accommodation. But only thing is, what is changing? How to find? So A point, you have to find value of rent free unfurnished accommodation. Can you help me in that? Of course, you have to. Less what? Rent recovered from employee. What is rent recovered from employee? Rent recovered from employee is 5,000. So what happens? Here you get value of work. Agreed with me? What is pending? This RFUA. How will you find RFUA? So basically, point is where accommodation is taken on rent by employer, value shall be lower of 2. Lower of what? What 2? 1. Actual rent. What is actual rent? Paid by employer. I think that is 1025 na? Into 5. 5125. 5125. Or don't forget that 10% of what is that? Don't again calculate. You have computed. You have computed above 5,300. 5,300. Already done. You have done the hard work already. So therefore, what is value of rent free unfurnished accommodation? 5125. Please pick up that 5125 minus 125. So sir, in the beginning only we could have done na 1025 minus 1000. But I did not know na. This exactly. I had to take whichever is lower na. So what if that 10% of salary was lower? So don't do that, huh? Never shortcut. If it was advisable, I would have told you. But your answer could go wrong miserably. Next sub question. What would be answer? What would be your answer? Now you know what has happened. What would be answer in original question? If along with house, if along with house, following is provided. So now it will be introduction of what? Furniture. One, what you have? You have television, TV, not transaction value. Television in bracket WDV 10,000. Are you interested in WDV? You are interested in what? Cost. You are interested in cost. Cost is 25,000. After television, what else has been given? Two ACs, two air conditioners. Rent paid. Rent paid by company. Rent paid by company is 400 per month. 400 per month each. Okay, and you know what? TV was provided. TV was provided from 1125. From 1125. However, employee is required to pay. Employee is required to pay rent. Overall rent of 1,000 per month. So what happens, friends? Value of what? Value of ekdam last step. Value of concessional furnished accommodation. Because you have got furniture also, of course you have got house also, and rent is also recovered from the employee. So how to do the valuation? Chalo start. How to do the valuation? So see, it's a valuation of concessional furnished, right? Full form, give it respect. Valuation of concessional furnished accommodation. A step, value of rent free unfurnished accommodation, which you have already settled upon in the original case. 5,300. Perfect, perfect. Proud of you. 5,300. No, focusing so much is difficult. Fall 5,300. B, add value of furniture. Find value of furniture. What furniture you have? One is television. Television, how is it? Yes, don't say good, bad. Owned. When teaching once, they said nice. TV is nice. Owned or let out, I'm asking you from income tax perspective. Owned. So what will be the value? So what is the original price? 25,000. 25,000 into 10% per annum. By the way, 10% is per annum into 3 by 12. They have reminded you that TV is given on 1st Jan. Not even 1st November, 1st Jan. How much? 600 and can I write 625 here? So that overall furniture I will take outside. Afterwards, after television, two ACs. Two ACs, 400 rupees per month, isn't it? 400 rupees per month into two ACs into 5 months. November, December, Jan, Feb, March. 800 into 5, 4,000. Take total 4,600. 25 is value of furniture. Now write finally, therefore, value of rent free furnished accommodation. If it was RFFA, then what would have been the value? Even if it was RFFA, you could have found out the value 99925. All of you 9925. Then D point less. What is rent recovered? Rent recovered from employee. How much? 1000 into 5. 5000. So what's your final value of concessional furnished accommodation? What it is? Perfect. For income tax, a strict instruction to you will be go home and revise. What is done? Even though our class is for 6 hours, go home. That 6 hours will not take 6 hours. Revising 6 hours will take half an hour. Not more than that. But revise. Don't wait for me to complete whole syllabus, then start. See, here, I will tell you how it happens. If you wait for me to complete whole syllabus till 17th April and then start, you will start feeling subject is difficult to catch. If you feel, chalo 17th April, subject is over, okay, I will touch it after 3 months. You will feel totally new subject. More you delay studying it, more you delay self-studying it, more and more away it is going to go from you. Very technical subject now. So like what we do while learning ABCD, we constantly keep on doing that. Then forming alphabets, forming word is easy. So it's like grammar you are learning. It will be applied in big situations. This is not the end situation where we have to reach. This is part of the whole case. A case will be there for 15 marks. Whole case. What all that person did. That person had this income, that income. He had this house. He used it for so many days. Then he sold a house. Then he left the job, started the business. Then he got this gift. Then he invested here, did this, did that. Now calculate his tax slab. So see when you will be able to do it. When you have hold on this small things. At that point in that question, one of the points suppose will be accommodation. I will say it is easy because my presumption is that after me teaching you, you have also remembered it. But you will be like blank. Suppose accommodation, what is this? Then so we are gone. So after few days, you know what will happen? Like tomorrow, salaries will get completed. Tomorrow, salaries will get completed. Second, third, HP will get completed. Fourth, IFS will get completed. Fifth, sixth, PGP will get completed. And after completing PGBP, seventh, eighth, we can just solve total income questions before doing capital gain also. Total income means all heads, even tax liability, total income, tax liability. Then we can do cap gain. Then we can go ahead and do deductions. Because basic deductions which are required in each sum that I will keep on telling you. But specialized way deduction will do then advanced tax, TDS. So this will just keep on building. So don't let, mountain, don't leave yourself with task of, climbing the mountain. Start taking small steps today itself. Break to I'll give you, but after one sub question to this, let this series be over now first. This series is only not over. Because of that band, we wasted a lot of time today. So we have to compensate it somewhere. If if in above illustration, if in above illustration, the employee is government employee, the employee is who? Because we have not seen anything for him now. The employee is government employee. If in above means this, immediately above. If in immediately above illustration, employee is government employee and license fees. I told you now that ready-made answer will be given to you. But for that also how to apply you should know. And license fees determined by government. Determined by government for this accommodation is rupees 700 per month. Then what will happen? Everything else is same. So what will change? What will change? So what it is? Valuation of what? Valuation of concessional furnished accommodation. What will change? A, start with value of rent free unfurnished accommodation. Tell me what is? Huh? Huh? Only this exactly is going to change. This exactly is going to change. This is a government employee. Value will be as per license fees, which is 700 per month. Exactly this point will change. Rest of the things will remain same. 700 into 5. Clear now? All of you understood? If the accommodation is given by government employer, means of course to government employee, then value will be as per license fees. But that's only value of accommodation. Furniture will continue as it is. Add furniture. You have already calculated the value of furniture. What is the furniture value? 4625. Now tell me what is value of rent free furnished accommodation? 8125. And friends, now can you minus rent recovered from employee? What is rent recovered from employee? 5000. You know why 5000? 1000 into 5. So what is value of perk? 31. Do you agree with me? Understood? Write one special point and then we'll conclude this session. Hmm? Write one special point, then we'll conclude this session. Hmm. Accommodation is provided in hotel. Unique case can happen, right? So special point in accommodation. Accommodation is provided in accommodation is provided in a hotel. To whom? Whether government employee, whether government employee or not government employee. Doesn't matter. Clear, na? There are two possibilities in this, friends. One, don't say hotel is owned. No, no, not that possibility. Possibility is that provided only for period of provided for period of 15 days. Provided for not more than how many days? Not more than 15 days on account of transfer. Employee transferred, got transferred to some other city on account of transfer of employee. Of employee. Okay, so in this case, friends, valuation is 0. Congratulations. Tax free perk. 15 days is understandable. 15 days genuinely he is finding his own accommodation in that city. So he is given some type of accommodation in hotel. Any other case? Any other case means if that literally accommodation is given for more than 15 days, then value, tell me value, it actually in house value is 10%. Here it should be less than 10 or more than 10. You are staying in hotel means it is fully serviced. It is furnished, serviced. So it is 24% of salary. And you already know definition of salary. It is 24% of salary. Because here furniture is also included. So 24% of course per annum. Or no, I should not say per annum. I should not say per annum. Because anyways, I will see for how many months, how many days, months he is staying in hotel and calculate that salary and take 24% of that. Like we did na 10% of only 5 months salary. That fine. So nice. We had a 3 hour session almost. I'm seeing this. So we compensated well for that. Yes, yes, I'm giving the break. I'm worried that now it has just fallen down. After some time, it will come here. So before that, I'll give the break. I'm worried about this laptop, not about me. First laptop, then my specs, then my head. Because if something happens, then my knowledge. Problem is with that. If I have a memory loss, then gaining all these things again will take I don't know what time. Fine, so it is approximately 1:30. I'll see you by 2. 2. We have to compensate for the loss. So I'll see you by 2. Then 2 to 3:30. We will 3:30, 3:45, whatever. We will go ahead and complete other things in salary. That's it. Thank you.